Hello friends, today we are gathered here to say farewell to the bookshelves. They've been here through it all. They have grown a lot and unfortunately I am out of space entirely. I've got no more room for growing on these bookshelves, so this is a farewell bookshelf tour before the new move into my office, where I have brand new shelves with much more space and a lot more room for growth. This is not my full book collection, just so we are clear. The newer books that you've not really seen as often on my shelves are actually in my office already, getting ready to be put on the shelves for real. But for right now, I thought we would say goodbye to these shelves, which I did not dust for you. I do apologize. And I'm just gonna walk you through how I organize these shelves, some of the books that I have, and just kind of prepare me for my new shelves that we're gonna move into this week. You'll probably see this video relatively soon. So the only thing about having new shelves is, one, there's so much room for growth, but also room for creativity, and I somehow need to figure out how to organize them. So we're going to discuss how I organize these shelves to maybe give me an idea of what my goal is for the new shelves. Because honestly, I don't have a clue. So let's just get into the tour, shall we? Up on the top, which you don't really see often in my videos anyway, is actually game room things. We've got my Kingdom Hearts collection, a bit of Skyrim, and then some Naruto things. These shelves will stay in here, but they will become video game fandom shelves because this is our game room. So I'm going to turn these more into a nerdy area where I can kind of geek over my loves like Kingdom Hearts and Austin's love of Naruto. So that's kind of the plan for these shelves. I'm really excited for that. That'll be a long work in progress because knickknacks are really expensive and a girl's on a budget. She buys more books than knickknacks, so. But I do want to get a neon sign, which I'm really excited for. Anyway, back to the books. So, this first shelf here starts the fantasy. So, it starts with a lot of my black fantasy books, also just taller books in general, like The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. It's a very tall book. It really doesn't fit well. I also have all of my Stephanie Garber books, which I love. I love Stephanie Garber. And then the shelf below it, this is probably my favorite shelf, to be entirely honest. This is the Rainbow Fantasy shelf. These are all either standalones and or I only have like the first book in the series, like the Inheritance game. It's just the one, but it's the most green book, so it fits perfectly. I have not read most of these. I actually do not have a separate TBR shelf versus my red shelf. I want my books all in the same place. I just think it looks nicer. And then you come a step down, which you barely see in videos unless I'm doing a sit-down video. These are more series, like the chunkers of Sarah J. Maas. These are the only two I own currently, but I think I want to read ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, that series. I want to read those before I jump into these gigantic, scary books. But I also have a series and then just more blue and black books that just don't quite fit the rainbow shelf aesthetics, you know? Going one below that, we have my manga. This is where I keep all of my Kingdom Hearts mangas, as well as Heartstopper and any like miscellaneous fantasy that I just ran out of room for. I kind of just hang out down there. And then the final one are my big series, which would be Cassandra Clare and Lauren Kate. Is that her name? I haven't read her in a hot minute, but I keep the big series down there. My Game of Thrones, and then any like fandom-y things that I've either gotten in a book box or have just had for a while that I haven't had a real proper place for. Next, over here, we have my Disney shelf and my musical shelf. They're kind of a mish, but I feel like they go well together. So these are all retellings of some kind of Disney. I love Disney. I'm not a Disney adult per se, but I do love Disney movies so much. I don't go to the parks. They're expensive. But I do love retellings and reimaginations, like Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. I read that last year, and it was really good. Heartbreaking, but good. A lot of Alice in Wonderland books that I'm really excited to get to. And then, honestly, one of my favorite parts of the entire shelf are, hands down, the musicals. I've got Wicked, I've got Phantom of the Opera, I've got a Phantom of the Opera retelling, West Side Story. Like, The Outsiders, it doesn't belong, but we can just ignore that a little bit. This next shelf is more series. We've got The Maze Runner, never even unwrapped from the package. We've got Narnia, we've got the Percy Jackson series, which I'm really excited to read. Then we've got a bit more adult series that are still fantasy sci-fi more. We've got Red Rising and Scythe, which I'm still making my way through. I gotta keep working on those. And then, honestly, this is another shelf that I just love so much. You can't see it very well in most of my videos, but I love it so much. These are all of my horrors, all of my thrillers. I am part of the Literally Dead Book Club, which is where I get most of these recommendations, but I do pick up a few of my own here and there. Behind Gallant, I'm actually just hiding some of my shorter books that I haven't read yet, just because this edition is just so beautiful. Like, I'm sorry. It's so nice. You can't tell me this isn't a nice copy, so I keep that on display because it deserves it. I don't know if I'll like it. I wasn't a big fan of the first book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, so we'll see how this goes. It's a bit younger, I think, so we keep that there. This next shelf, honestly, is just chaos. It's just a mess. This is where I keep my historical fictions, which I do want to read. I have to be in the right mood for them, but I do have some. They're almost all World War II historical fiction, because that's just the area in which I enjoy history, but I would like to branch out a little bit, try different eras, try different things. Honestly, the rest is just like pure chaos. There's a romance that I couldn't fit on the romance shelf, there's fantasy, there's random literature. It's the books that I don't know what to do with. It's just like a hodgepodge of things. And then the shelf below that, once upon a time, I was only a romance reader. In high school, primarily, I would read some fantasy, but a lot of romance. So that's basically what that bottom shelf is all about. All of my John Green books, a series that an ex-boyfriend got me, and then some book box books that I've just never read in high school because I wasn't as interested. But I've decided to keep just in case. So, those are the shelves. That was a really fast rundown, honestly. There's nothing crazy about my bookshelf right now. I do have this one mug from Fairy Loot, and it is beautiful. It's Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I have not finished, but it sits right in front of my beautiful edition of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and this just holds all of the bookmarks that I'm slowly collecting over the last year or 2 years. But I will need to resituate that because it's honestly covering House of Salt and Sorrow, which is one of my all-time favorite books. So like it's kind of a crime. I also have the Night Circus trinket tray that I'm keeping with the book. I really hope that I love the Night Circus because I have a lot of knickknacks to go with it. I also have this trinket dish, which is Poppy from the Poppy Wars. Rin from the Poppy Wars. Yeah, I'm excited to fill my shelves with books of things I've read, kind of like my tarot cards from Fairy Loot of Darrow and Mustang from Red Rising. Love it. They just live here on my shelf for now. That's really it for the shelves. They're very small, but they've really done me a lot of good over the last, I'd say, 3 years. I've been really building my collection. If you watch some of the first videos on my channel, there was so much negative space here, and so it makes me really happy to see just how much I've grown in literature, and I'm hoping come new shelves where I have easier access, especially to the bottom, I can actually pull more physical books off of this TBR. I will plan to do a physical TBR for you guys probably next year once my shelves are completely done. I know it'll never end. I will always be buying books. It's kind of a problem. I just cannot do a book buying ban. I don't think I have it in me. I'm not strong. But again, we'll see how that goes. Once these all get moved into the new shelves. If I'm completely out of space again, then like SOL for me. I hope that doesn't happen yet, but we'll see. So yeah, those are the shelves. If there's any book on here that you really want me to read or stand out to you, like let me know down in the comments. I need to start reading my TBR way more. I would say most of these books I haven't actually read. That's bad. So we need to work on that. Come the new year, especially, we'll work on that. I'll give myself the next 3 months of reading whatever I want. But yeah, these are the shelves. They've done me good. I do love them. I'm really excited for their next stage in life of really cute fandom. I can put a little like pop-up of sort of the design idea I have going on. We also have another bookshelf on that side for all of like our movies and more game things. So it feels good that the house feels like it's coming together, but it also just feels like a fresh start. It kind of feels like BookTube is becoming way more prominent and serious in my life, which I love. It really gives me motivation to read, and I just love collecting books, so like I need more space anyway. But that's gonna be it for this video. It's really short, but I'm gonna have another bookshelf tour in probably like a couple weeks to maybe a month. Like once I get my new shelves situated, I'll do a new bookshelf tour. But I just wanted to have a place to remember these shelves because they've been on this channel as long as I have, and it's just really exciting. I am gonna miss it. I really like the setup of having them separated how they are, but I don't know how I'm gonna carry these into the next shelf, so we'll see how this goes. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, like the video. It does help every channel, not just mine, but if you watch videos, it just helps boost videos with the algorithm if you give it a like, even if you hated it, even if you barely watched, it helps. Also, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I do try and post 3 times a week while the office is in a renovation state. It's a bit difficult right now, but I will be working on that today. But yeah, I post a lot, so you can hang out. You can also follow me on Goodreads to see more of what I'm reading, get a little bit of sneak peeks on any secret TBRs that are on the way maybe. Also, you can follow my Instagram. I have a bookstagram, sam.little.corner, Sam's Little Corner. And my DMs are open if you want to buddy read anything that you see on these shelves. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna go now. I hope you guys had a good day or night or wherever you are. I will see you guys very soon in my new office, in my new book room. I'm so excited. Stay tuned. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.